What's going on, everybody? Welcome to my first video of PKing bots out in the wilderness. This will be a multi-part series that I'll be planning on putting out together. This episode will actually be focused on killing the Air Orb Bots that are under Edgeville dungeon. So without further ado, we're going to jump in. Okay, so before we go hunting down some bots, first we're going to need to talk about a couple requirements for this. First is you're going to need a combat level between 40 and 77. That's because this is where you'll see most of the bots. Typically it's between 45 and 65, but you can go up and down a few levels and you'll still catch bots here and there. The second absolute requirement that you're going to need is 61 plus range. This will allow you to use the rune crossbow and the dragonstone bolt enchanted. This is the easiest way to kill these bots. So let's go in and discuss what kind of bots we're actually hunting. Alright, so let's talk about the two different kinds of bots that you're going to run into out there. The first is what I call the noob. He's typically very low defense, doesn't wear any kind of armor, and you can usually tell these guys because of their dragonstone amulet and also the air staff. Typically you'll get 1 to 5 shots at these guys. Sometimes you'll find them that they teleport instantly, so you do have to watch out for that. But you can tell if their script is broken because sometimes they actually just stand there by the air orb. Very rarely is this ever a PKer, but you can be aware sometimes that is the case. But they're fairly easy to kill, and the ones that I like to look out for first. Okay, so the second type of bot that you'll typically run into is what I like to call the tank. He'll have a rune chain body, rune plate legs, an amulet of glory, and an air staff. These guys are a little bit harder to shoot. Typically you get between 1 and 3 shots while they're up above on the near the obelisk. But if you're able to catch them underneath the ladder, you'll get an additional 2 to 3 shots, just depending on what your RNG is and how quickly they go up to the ladder. These guys typically don't teleport right away. You usually can get at least 1 or 2 hits on them before they'll teleport, but they also do break like the other ones do, and they'll be sitting there just standing at the obelisk doing nothing. So if they are, sometimes it's a really easy to kill to get. Okay, so let's talk about what we're going to be bringing out there while we're fighting these guys. This is typically my setup because I'm a pretty big noob, but I'll bring out my looting bag, 1 dose of stamina potion just to get me down there, 2 4-dose ranging pots, and also a prayer pot. I'll bring some food, some higher healing food down there just in case a PKer decides he wants to fight me down there. I also will bring dragon knives just because sometimes you can spec people out when they least expect it. So dragon knives paired with the rune Seabow, man, that thing just destroys. So let's go in and I'll show you what my stats are too. So before we get started, these are my stats right here. This is why I'm typically using range. I don't have TB. If you guys do have TB, it does make things a little bit easier, but I'm going to show you guys how to do it without TB. So let's hop down there and I'll show you guys what to do. Okay, so we're sitting in our spot right behind the ladder. This is my favorite spot. Hopefully we can get a bot to come in here through the black demons. That's typically where you want to shoot them. But if you're not seeing anybody and you know there's some up at the obelisk, just go ahead and shoot them and they'll teleport and come back through. So let's hopefully switch to a world and we can find someone coming through. Okay, so here we are just switching worlds. I don't see anybody down here, so let's go up the ladder and see if we can kill anybody. Looks like a 62. That's a nice hit right there. Let's see. And look at that, guys. We just 2-hit this guy. He probably would have tellied right after that, but let's keep attacking these other 2 bots. Worst case, we can get them to come running up, maybe after we're done looting this kill. So, yep, it looked like those 2 other bots are going to teleport away. We can go ahead and loot this. Each kill, if they have a full inventory of air orbs, is about 35 to 36k, I believe. But typically there's a bunch of people over here at this obelisk. So if you put your player attack options to hidden, you can just quickly just pick up all these air orbs and go ahead and bank and run back down. So we'll go ahead and do that and then hopefully find another world or maybe catch these bots when they're done. Okay, so let's switch worlds again. Hopefully we can find another person to kill. Looks like someone's doing Slayer down there. And looks like we can attack a 70. So let's see if we can kill this 70. Looks like it's one of the noobs. So will he telly? Oh, looks like he might actually be running. So let's see if we can get him. and the 94, which is a 22, and we've got him, guys. Look at that. Even some more money. We'll go ahead and probably bank this and then go find another person to kill. Alright, and like I was saying earlier, guys, sometimes these guys down here are actually doing Slayer and AFK half the time, so that's why I like to bring these dragon knives and actually just kill them super quickly. And so that was probably about a 40k PK, which really isn't bad. We're really down here for bots, but might as well make some additional money if we can. Typically down here I will make between 300 and 500k an hour, sometimes more, sometimes less. It really just depends on how many bots are running at the time. But if you guys like what you see, feel free to please comment, like, and subscribe to my videos. I will be putting out more in this series as well on how to kill green dragons probably next. But if you guys have any other ideas that I can do, feel free to put them in the comments down below, and I will see you guys on the next video.